Welcome to Greenville, North Carolina, where we close out the regular season with a doubleheader. The Rice Owls need a win to keep their postseason hopes alive. East Carolina, 2 wins from a regular season crown. So we gear up for an explosive final day of action here in the American Athletic Conference. Welcome into Clark LeClaire Stadium with the coach, Mike Mullis. I'm EvanBudrovich. Pretty simple for the Pirates. Win 2, they secure a conference championship. What must East Carolina accomplish today?
2 to the day. Both teams just win, baby. Both teams have a lot on the line. National implications on one side, a conference berth on the other. Winning is the name of the game today.
An 8-2 win last night for East Carolina. Rice, from an offensive standpoint, one huge power threat, Jack Rydell, 15 home runs coming in, but a quiet night yesterday. Mike, how does he get the bat going today?
You know, it's more of a scary thing for the Pirates, to be honest with you, when you have a guy that has the pop he has and has had the success he's had, and then you hold him hitless the night before, you kind of expect that he's going to have signs of life and maybe even a breakout day today. So it'll be an interesting part of the story to watch with him.
2 walks last night for Rydell. Jacob Jenkins-Cowart, meanwhile, a game-changing home run in the 4th inning.
Yeah, down 1, he hits the 3-run home run the other way and puts his team up 2. And obviously a spark that Pirate offense desperately needed, and was just enough to get him started last night on the way to a win.
That was his 9th home run of the year. 2 bombs fueled Cliff Godwin's offense. And you see Jenkins-Cowart, the AAC RBI leader. That is an impressive bat who's now on the 5 spot this weekend.
Yeah, you know, great season RBI-wise, as you said, 9 home runs. Just a good, solid year all the way around for JC.
Back-to-back games with home runs for the Pirate right fielder. When we come back, get you all set for first pitch. Pirates and Owls, the first of 2 when we return. Welcome back to Clark LeClaire Stadium. Final weekend of the AAC season. Rice needs a win or a South Florida loss to keep their hopes alive. East Carolina battling with UTSA for that first place spot. And for the East Carolina Pirates, number 3 ERA in the country as a staff. Here's Eric Ritchie, only making his 3rd start of the year, just over 26 innings of work. Pitching a lot of different roles, Mike. What do the Pirates need from him today?
Strikes, and a lot of them. And obviously, you know, a great outing for him today is maybe to get him one time, maybe, you know, an ideal situation. If he could get twice through the lineup, it'd be an amazing win from that standpoint for the Pirates. But, again, strike one's been a big deal for Ritchie. Talked about it a lot. Maybe some of the best stuff on the staff just has had some issues throwing strikes and staying around deep into his appearances.
Gave up 2 runs versus Duke this week. Facing a Rice offense presented by Grady White Boats, high base stealing team in American play, over 30 steals in the conference. We noted Rydell and his power, but that combo of Gallo high on base and Ben Dukes, this is a good top 5 for Rice.
Yeah, we saw Gallo have a good night last night on base 3 times, 2 hits, and one kind of forced error, if you will, a tough call or tough play down there for Dixon Williams. But Ben Dukes is the interesting story, the Rudy, if you will, of this team. Yeah, just a tough, hard-nosed crowd.
So Rice, who last night scored 2 runs against Trey Savage and the bullpen, as Trey earned his nation-leading 11th win of the year. Here's Eric Ritchie getting the ball for the Pirates, and we begin game 2 of this series with a first pitch strike. We've noted Rice coming in. Kite McDonald, who earned a pitch hit at bat last night, he was a former 3-year starter and has really embraced this situational role. Start 37 for McDonald today.
McDonald came in late last night against Norby and was hit by a pitch in the leg, if I remember correctly.
One of 4 players hit by a pitch last night.
Pretty quick appearance for Kite. But
Kite is hitting close to 300 against left-handed pitchers. They love this matchup. And now a 2-1 count. Because Jose Cruz and staff, they're very analytically driven with his decade of experience in the big leagues, multiple stops. Tinkering the lineup with the right-hander Savage, now the lefty Ritchie, and a high chopper scooped up by Jacob Starling for the first out.
Good job by Ritchie there to get himself back into that count, actually get the soft contact up the middle, and if he can do that again 1 time through the lineup would be nice. 2 times through the lineup would be amazing.
And in this marathon of 18 innings, it could be all different pitchers getting the ball today. So Ben Dukes now hits out of the 2 spot. Dukes, the 5th-year senior, a surprise starter by all accounts in this program, but has embraced the role the last 2 years. Here he is now hitting .314, top average on the team as he watches a strike.
Yeah, neat story. Played himself up from the 40th spot on the roster to become a starter, and has been a really solid player for him since he broke the lineup.
Ritchie misses with his sweeping breaking ball.
A little bit sleeping, too. I think that's fair. It's a fair adjective.
They can put you to sleep at times.
Little soft bender there.
But for Ritchie today, Mike, how important is that secondary pitch for him?
And it's kind of funny. His success has come off of the breaking ball, and really struggled with fastball command at points in the season. There he dots one up, but if he can command both those pitches, again, it gives him the opportunity or the ability to go a little deeper in this outing. But so far so good.
Here's Ritchie's 2-2. And Ben Dukes is one of the most difficult strikeouts in this lineup. Really high on-base percentage. He has 20 walks. That leads the Rice club. He is the epitome of a tough at-bat.
And we saw what these Owls did last night in extending Savage's pitch count, really tough at-bats. And that's the one thing with Ritchie, really not a ton of wipeout, strikeout stuff, but he's able to get Dukes to pop up harmlessly to center field there.
There's 2 quick outs for the Pirates. Defensively, you see Riley Johnson in center. It's the same 9 from last night, and with the return of Jacob Starling in the last month from an oblique injury, certainly solidifying this Pirate infield.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's, a couple moving parts, but this is the way it's been pretty much all year, other than the injury to Starling that had him out for a period of time and swung Dixon Williams over to second base and Kobe Wallace at third. But this has kind of been the way that that Coach Godwin and staff have rolled all season.
It's a Pirate team that fields it among the top 30 teams in the country. And right now they lead the American, 980 fielding clip. Here's Trayton Rank, who has been hitting the cover off the ball in the conference, close to 350 clip against American competition. That time he's a bit late.
Yeah, big hack at that one. He's in a plus count and trying to get off a good swing, cause a little damage.
Rank an 0 for 4 spot, but the top 5 hitters in this Rice lineup, only 1 player reached base. It was the bottom of the lineup that scored the 2 runs. Now Rank looks to deliver a shot to center. And the adjustment from Riley Johnson to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down in an efficient first inning for Eric Ritchie. His Pirates hit next when we come back. J.D. McCracken gets the ball for the Rice Owls. He's been the traditional Saturday starter, but with this series moving up to a Thursday-Friday, he gets the ball tonight. McCracken, he has an arsenal of pitches, Mike, and it's a very unique look from the left side. Yeah,
you know, he's a guy, Tennessee transfer. He kind of the book on him is he throws a lot of pitches, likes to work fast, does kind of mix angles and looks, but nothing super overpowering. It's not really his M.O., but his average outing, you know, is only taking him into around the 5th inning. So we'll see how it goes today. I will tell you a big story about today's game will obviously be both teams' bullpens with the long day today and figuring out how you manage your way through it, again, with a lot on the line for both clubs.
This is an East Carolina lineup presented by Grady White Boats. Very left-handed heavy as traditional for Cliff Godwin. 7 of the first 8 from the left side, including the highlighted Jenkins Cowart, the RBI leader in the conference. And Riley Johnson is back in the leadoff spot today. Hit second yesterday and was hit by a pitch.
You know, I think that's a comfort thing, too. That's where they would rather have him. And, you know, his injuries have been highly noted. But I think it's one of those deals where they'll take him there. He is the spark plug. Their numbers when he gets on base in that leadoff spot, their chances of scoring are much better than they have been without him in the lineup. So puts Cunningham back where he's comfortable and Riley Johnson back at home.
And he gets on base a ton. 48 straight games reaching base. That time, though, he's down on 3 pitches and a good breaking ball.
And per the book on McCracken, he is going to work quick, and it's a nibble and bite kind of deal. And, you know, that's that. I mean, he did. Now, that was a little bit quick, a little bit sped up there in the video. But he
certainly proves the point.
Yeah, he is a guy that likes to work very quick between pitches, high volume of pitches, and you saw it there with Riley Johnson.
Keep in mind, with the pitch clock, get 20 seconds. Once the pitcher establishes a set position, he can go. And that time he needed just 2 seconds to deliver. It certainly puts the onus on the hitter now, especially with these new rules in college baseball. As Carter Cunningham, a prohibitive favorite for Player of the Year in the AAC, hits second. The numbers outstanding, tops in batting average, second RBI, first in on base, and now a 3-0 count.
Part of the speed of McCracken, too, isn't just the fact that he gets it and throws it, but he's got that kind of abbreviated windup that makes it feel even quicker.
As Cunningham dares him to throw a strike. Carter with a rare quiet night yesterday. An 0 for 4 effort, his first hitless game in 2 weeks. And now he earns a walk.
He was a little more hesitant on that when he thought the pitch before it was ball 4. That one he kind of waited a second and made sure that he had confirmation from the umpire.
Defensively for Rice and Coach Jose Cruz Jr., elite middle infield. Rydell and Gallo have combined for 57 double plays. And then good speed with Eric Correa and Deviney in the outfield. Keep in mind, Rydell, the former third baseman, moved over to short halfway through the year and has anchored this Rice defense. A Rice team that started 1-8, left in a tough spot in the conference. Now with a win today, they get in as a 7 or 8 seed and can go as high as the 6 if they win both and get some help. Needless to say, it's a busy, crowded conference standings.
It's going to be a super busy weekend. A lot of people will be scoreboard watching around the country. And, and then trying to figure out how each moving part affects the next. So it's going to be an interesting wrap up here. Obviously, this one ends here today, but a lot going on around the country.
Here's the DH, Ryan McChrystal. There are 5 teams within 2 games between the 4th seed and missing the tournament at the 9 seed. The path is pretty simple for the team in purple. Win 2, and they secure a 5th straight regular season title. As McChrystal rolls one foul.
Pretty easy for the Owls, too. Win 1 and they're in. I mean, so both of these teams have clear-cut goals, and it's kind of interesting. You have 2 teams playing each other at this point in the season that both still somewhat have control of their destiny, just obviously different goals. But, there's a lot on the line here today.
The 2-2. Nice stab by McCracken, but the throw gets away. An early error for Rice. Runners at 1st and 3rd.
If I think some of that's caused by that shift, a little bit of confusion, maybe looking at who's going to take the bag. McCracken, you'll see here, he obviously fields it cleanly, but you'll see he kind of hesitates in making his throw, not real sure where I'm going, and just kind of throws it to nobody. And, sometimes when you pull up on a throw like that, that's exactly what's going to happen. It's going to sell on you or get away from you one way or the other. And, McCracken just that's a PFP situation, right? That's something that's just got to be worked on a lot. Interesting note, too, Rice has not taken infield either day of this series, and kind of something you don't typically see in college baseball. But
had anyway, a walkthrough session Wednesday, but nothing on the field.
Kind of a little interesting side note. We'll see if it has any bearing.
So following the error, Jacob Starling now hits with men in scoring position. East Carolina, 5 runs last night, all with 2 outs. We'll see what they do here with 1 out. And a roped foul ball.
Early lead here will be a big deal for the Pirates, and give them an opportunity to be a little more patient with Eric Ritchie on the mound, and again hope to extend him in an effort to save the bullpen for as long as they can. So big at bat here for Jacob Starling.
The 1-1. Just a bit down with the changeup. This is a 4th-year senior in Jacob Starling, game 175 of his career. Fresh off a double last night, nearly gets hit.
And he's been hit a number of times in the last few games. He's got that proverbial ball magnet. This one really gets away from McCracken. Almost looks like that throw to second base.
Been a tumultuous start for J.D. McCracken. And that time he misses. So 2 walks and an error to load the bases. Not the ideal start if you're Jose Cruz Jr. instead.
And the last thing you could do if you're the Rice Owls is give up free passes, and we've seen 2 situations here back to back, and that'll bring one of the coaches out to have a little chat with him, see if he can get him settled down. But again, this was kind of the book on McCracken going in, is that he's going to throw a lot of pitches. If he's got it, he's got it. If he doesn't, it's going to be a bit erratic, and I think that's been proven to this point. But they really desperately need him to settle in, because bullpen depth is a premium for them, for the Rice Owls as well.
And that's pitching coach Parker Banks, who was a longtime assistant at Davidson. Had a really good staff the last 3 years. Began his coaching career under Eric Miles at Presbyterian, been around the state. And more impressive, what I always enjoy, he coached his CPL team, the Wilmington Sharks.
If I remember correctly, is Parker Banks not from Charlotte?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's from Charlotte. I remember watching him play as a player with the South Charlotte Panthers, I believe, or maybe the On-Deck O's. But anyway, really good player in his own right.
He was drafted in 2010 by the Royals. Now in the coaching ranks here's Jacob Jenkins Coward. A slow pop-up to left that's dangerous and drops. Here comes the second run home. The RBI leader in the AAC adds 2 more.
Let me tell you something. That was a pretty effective deke in left field. It kind of had me wondering. You'll see the glove go up when we get a look at it. But what a great piece of base running by McChrystal. Not fooled at all by this deke, and we'll see if we can pick it up. You'll see the left fielder get the look like.
And he's moving right away.
Yeah, and McChrystal never breaks stride, so he got a great read on that ball. That's a catcher running from second base, and he scores very easily. You'll see here, he never a doubt in his mind. You'll see Cunningham went back and was contemplating the tag, but McChrystal, no doubt, and then hits a little celly as he's crossing home plate.
65 RBIs for Jacob Jenkins Coward, who's now 20 behind Lyle Miller Green of Austin Peay. 87 runs batted in for the nation's leader.
It's pretty impressive.
We saw Tommy White crack 100 RBI last year for LSU as Dixon Williams takes a big hack.
You know, those free passes that we talked about earlier have already come back to haunt McCracken.
Now a 1-1 count to Dixon Williams, who plays third base today.
McCracken already at 21 pitches with 1 out in the first.
The big error, a couple of walks mixed in. It's not been an easy start. Of course, we're talking about big-time RBI years. Let's not forget former Rice Owl Lance Berkman, who hit 41 home runs in his draft-eligible year of '97.
Yeah, he's a special guy. I enjoy listening to him talk about hitting on various social media outlets now.
He drove in 134 that year as Williams takes high and tight. I don't know if we'll see that type of prolific offense ever again in college.
Look, 134 is a good career.
Here he is doing it in a 60-game campaign. More pressure mounting for the East Carolina Pirates. And the 3-1 is up, so the bases are loaded again. Given the start yesterday for Parker Smith, he went the complete game, 8 innings. This does leave some options in the bullpen.
Yeah, you know what, in talking with some of their staff before the game, it's, you know, Parker Smith knew that when he went out there, his responsibility as the Friday guy is to set them up for the bullpen on Sunday, largely. You know, they've got enough arms to get through today, but you're going to see that, I think, kind of the mentality of I've got to eat these innings again because there's just not a ton of bullpen depth for the Rice Owls or the East Carolina Pirates for that matter.
First of a doubleheader today. Rice, who's won 3 of its last 4 conference series to get into this spot, needing 1 win to qualify. Here's Justin Wilcoxon, who's the Pirate catcher today. He's earned that full-time job defensively. And a home run last night that put the game out of reach, his 13th home run.
Nice block there by Garza to keep Starling at third base.
McCracken misses high and tight. That Wilcoxon home run has continued a nice month of May. 4 home runs in the final month for the East Carolina catcher.
He is a guy that historically, when he gets them going, he tends to hit them in batches, and see what he can do here.
That's not even close. McCracken, who could not get out of the 3rd inning in a start last week against FAU, he's in more trouble here in the 1st.
Yeah, I think the Owl staff's going to have their hand forced here shortly.
Here's pitch 29. And he did not go. So a run scores, and it's 3-0.
Another free pass forces home the product of a free pass from earlier in Jacob Starling. And Wilcoxon does a nice job. You'll see it here of holding up on the high fastball. Doesn't quite go around, and third base umpire says no, and easy RBI.
Think of the self-inflicted wounds if you're J.D. McCracken. And here's Bristol Carter, the East Carolina left fielder. He swings to the first pitch. Carter, who last night picked up one of the 8 hits for the Pirates. He had a 2-out RBI in the 4th. And a freshman who's put himself in the All-AAC Freshman of the Year conversation.
He's been a huge addition to this Pirate team, not only offensively but defensively, with Riley Williams having to be,
Dixon Williams, correct?
Yeah. No, Riley.
Oh, Riley Johnson.
There you go, Riley Johnson. We were mixing all kinds of players together. But with Riley Johnson in and out of the lineup, with kind of these spot injuries, he's been a nice piece in the outfield to go to center or left.
McCracken walking the tightrope here in the first, and Carter punches one foul. So here's the 2-2. Whoa, what a save by Garza.
Yeah, that definitely saves a run. That ball absolutely just shot out of McCracken's hand. Another 3-2 count.
Manny Garza's got elite defensive arm behind the plate. Shows you his flexibility.
Pretty impressive from that low stance he was in.
So here's the 3-2. Carter punches one towards second. Gallo moving back. Correa coming in. And the runner's coming to the plate. Cut off, and the run scores.
Yeah, and there's some confusion out in right field. I don't know.
I think they may have had him at the plate.
Yeah, I don't think there was. There was no way I thought JC was coming on that, but you'll see it here. Let's take a look. Right fielder losing the hat does a pretty good job of staying behind it. Makes a good firm throw and just.
Oh, that might have gone offline.
Yeah, maybe just enough.
How about the aggressiveness there of Cliff Godwin?
You know, and that's the beauty of team speed, and this Pirate offense has a ton of it.
That ball maybe went 150 feet.
Yeah, not far at all.
So now it's 4-0 East Carolina, and here's Joey Barini in the 9 spot. You think back to last year, Eric Snow shined for South Florida, freshman who earned all AAC shortstop. Barini is putting up some really good numbers this year. Be curious come Monday how those all-conference awards come out.
Yeah, Barini's been a mainstay at short in his time here at East Carolina, and one of the seniors that'll be honored between games here today and senior day at Clark LeClaire.
I think Matt King of UTSA also in that conversation. 2 very good shortstops. As now it's a 2-1 count. And UTSA, they're watching the scoreboard too. A 14-run output last night to hold just a game back of East Carolina. And the Roadrunners own the tiebreaker. Right now, though, McCracken can't find the zone.
So when talking with Malcolm Gray, Sports Information Director, he's telling me that, or actually Director of Media Relations, I apologize. He was telling me that in checking with the AAC, the way they do that is if they were to have a tie, it would be co-champions, and UTSA would get the 1 seed in the tournament, but they would be co-champions of the conference.
Due to the regular season series win.
If they were to both end in a deadlock.
Which makes this a crucial doubleheader if you're East Carolina. So here's pitch 41 of the first inning. Popped out of play. Motley on the move. Ooh, that fan almost had it. The open hat's a smart idea, but sometimes 2 hands can help.
Well, I think it's a kind of preservation of your hands and just thinking I'd rather take a shot at it with a hat than.
I got 18 innings today.
Yeah, I got a long day instead of a broken finger.
Here's the 3-2. Runners move late. This is touch to center and stays in the yard. So a loud third out. 4 runs on just 1 hit for the Pirates. East Carolina off to a nice start to begin this doubleheader. Here's what happened yesterday to open AAC play. How about UTSA run ruling FAU last night? Wichita State firmly secures a top 3 spot. And now things get complicated from Tulane all the way down to South Florida. 5 through 9 is a wide open race. But keep in mind, only 8 get into the tournament.
It's a dogfight. I mean, it is an absolute dogfight going down to the wire.
Which makes these next 2 days so important. Many programs are playing doubleheaders today. Some are not, including FAU and UTSA with weather. So that Charlotte-Tulane matchup. Charlotte looks to be in the tournament now at 12-14. A win would certainly help. Tulane has clinched a spot. But seeds 6, 7, and 8 are up for grabs. As Jack Rydell, who has the same number of homers as the jersey on his back, leads off the second. Last year it was Ben McCabe of Central Florida. 19 home runs led the league. And in fact, if the season ended today, it would be the fewest league-leading home runs in over 5 years in the American. Thankfully, we have conference tournaments and regionals to go. As Eric Ritchie misses up.
I mean, Rydell has almost half of their home runs as a team with only 38 coming in. So he's had a productive season in a team that doesn't really offer him a ton of power protection.
Eric Ritchie, after a really efficient 10-pitch first inning, watches this one fly past him. And a high throw is late. Cunningham couldn't get his foot back on the base. And Cliff Godwin offering a challenge.
Yeah, we're going to see that one again. I'm going to say Cunningham got back down, but I will be happy to look at it here in slow motion. Nice job, Barberini, in the shift to field it and just kind of a little double pat there. But I think Cunningham gets back down. Let's see.
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, I thought he was down just ahead of it. So we'll let the umpires take a look at it and see what they think. That was one of those deals that just the play kind of got off rhythm. Barini fielded it, and footwork got a little muddled, and yeah, I think he got him.
It has the feeling of that AWOL Nation Sail song where the ball just kind of slipped past him a little bit.
Okay, that is you went deep early. We got 18 innings today, buddy.
I'll save the references for later today. Let's see.
Yeah, I think he's there. I think he got him.
Remember, calling the field is safe.
You know, with all these teams that play the shifts, and the shifts do seem to work out more times than not. And obviously, there are times when the shift gets beat, and you know the fans hate that, and I get it. But it's also something that all these clubs that do it practice it an awful lot. But it's still a little bit of a foreign feel. And you know, Barini fielded that ball again cleanly, just kind of didn't seem to get his feet working, and the ball sailed on him, which is normal when you get heavy feet after you make the play. It looks like he's got him right there. So every time we go to replay, I feel like I have to say, I think the longer it takes, the more likely it is to be overturned.
Yeah.
And
so your final ruling here is out at first base.
My final ruling is out at first base.
I have a feeling that simultaneous footwork can make it complicated, so I'm going to say safe just for the fun of it.
Okay, take the opposite.
I don't know if I'm going to be right, but
see, that's one of my favorite arguments is that the tie goes to the runner. Well, there's no tie because the umpire's already made a decision. I don't know what the sign for a tie would be. So that's one of those kind of old wives' tales.
You know what? If you invent it, I'll use it.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. I've never heard or seen an umpire go, it's a tie, and tie goes to the runner. I think that's just something.
Now, you've seen those plays where one ump says out, the other ump says safe.
I have.
Especially at the plate.
And, you know, in the modern era of college baseball where it can be reviewed, we get to settle these things like that.
Okay, there you go. Mike, you're right. 1-0 Mullins. Mike Mullis, 0-1, Evan Budd.
No, 1-0.
No, you were right. I'm saying Mike's 1-0.
Okay, just make sure we get the scoreboard right.
Put
yeah,
that
there
in
you
the
go.
Scorebook. Yeah,
Put
Mike,
that up
1-0, Evan 0-1.
I have all ideas. This will not be our last one of the day.
First of a doubleheader today. It's the final day of the regular season. Our producer, Kyle Gaskins, also 1-0. So Pierce Gallo steps in. He has anchored a very strong middle infield for Rice defensively. And Gallo at the plate has found his bat at the right time.
Yeah, super productive night last night. And I tell you, they only had one double play opportunity, but it was about as smooth as you'll ever see in the college game, especially with a converted shortstop, a converted third baseman playing short.
On this 2-0 count, Gallo is now 11 of his last 18. And keep in mind, he has 6 home runs, has hit 4 of those in the last 5 games. A power surge for the Marietta, Georgia senior, playing his last year of college baseball as well. And a healthy home run hack there.
Yeah, he was looking for one on a plus count in his favor, and he was going to make sure he got off a good swing at it. Just a little tardy on the Richie fastball.
Gallo, who began his career at Clemson, was an all-ACC freshman. Now he comes full circle here to Rice.
A pretty good career for Gallo when you could say you played at Clemson and Rice. That's 2 programs that are certainly high water marks in the college game.
Gallo off his hands, off the glove of Starling. And now a runner on. We'll see base hit error, but it still counts for Rice.
Yeah, it kind of looked like Starling may have just kind of drifted to that ball a little bit instead of running to the spot that you anticipate is going to fall. A little drift right there and just kind of loses it. Didn't necessarily take his eye off of it, just kind of bounced off the glove.
So officially an error. Just the 40th error of the year for East Carolina. Here's Jacob Deviney.
Deviney, a good runner, a guy that likes to hit the ball on the ground and try to beat it out.
Deviney hitting 300 against American competition. A pull cue shot foul there.
Kind of a non-traditional swing there. You'll see a lot of right-hand action, a lot of top-hand action in his left-hand action in his stroke.
Deviney, whose uncle played at UCF, so these programs just missing each other as league rivals by a year. And here's UCF, one of the last 5 in to the projected brackets this week. Now in the Big 12, 8 teams out of that conference projected in. Eric Ritchie and his Pirates, a projected top 16 national seed, and looking to secure a regular season title today.
I'd love to know Richie's numbers out of the stretch as opposed to in the windup. He's kind of had some struggles with control, obviously from the wind. And
here's a pop-up. That one's towards us.
And the way that Coach Godwin and staff manage their pitching staff is, they love the matchups and will be pretty quick in making changes. So he's not had, he's had guys on base, obviously, with the struggles, but not necessarily a ton of opportunity to pitch out of it from the stretch.
Now the 3-2 is a pickoff. A Rice team that in conference play has tripled its stolen base production. Now 24 of 30 coming in. And Coach Jose Cruz has said that's been an igniter of our offense, being aggressive. Runner moving. There's ball 4. So an error and a walk kickstart the second.
And those non-competitive pitches are the things that drive you crazy. That's you got a 4-run lead. You're facing the 6-spot guy, and just kind of no chance for your defense to make a play when you do that.
Here's Manny Garza, elite defensive catcher, digging in.
But Garza's the guy we saw last night. He's one of those guys with tough at bats, and he is kind of a self-described grinder and a guy that is a high energy bringer for the team, and he is certainly not going to go quietly.
So now a quick meeting with Austin Knight, the pitching coach, and Eric Ritchie. You certainly wonder if you're East Carolina. It's 18 innings today. You do want some extended outings from Richie.
Yeah, no question. You know, when there's a little humidity in the air today, the wind's kind of gently blowing in, so it's not a huge home run park today like we've seen Clark LeClaire can be, but it's one of those deals where you would like to have, again, the free passes like we saw with McCracken earlier. We got a drop ball in by Starling at second, and then the free pass issued, and you just can't do that at this level of baseball.
That is Jackson D. Lorenzo warming up just in case. And we'll see now with one out, the adjustment to Manny Garza. That one's not very close.
And I think this further emphasizes my concern of Richie out of the stretch. He just, hasn't pitched out of jams much from the stretch.
The 2-0.
This is as a catcher where you're doing everything you can to try to change the eyesight. Maybe, you lay your target down as far as you can get it down, and he's kind of had those consistent high misses. And you see Wilcoxon, he's begging for that thing down and in. He still misses off, gets away with it.
That time in response. This is a Pirate staff that yesterday got 5 2/3 from Treyus Savage, earning his 11th win. So the 3-1 pitch, line to left. Carter adjusts and it goes over his head. Rice strikes for a run, maybe two. Look at the speed of Davini coming home, and he's safe. RBI double, cuts the lead in half.
Yeah, we knew Garza wasn't going to go quietly. Again, a guy who is another one of these blue-collar Rice players, and you see he goes down and gets that pitch, and kind of a bad read by Bristol Carter for a step in hard, and the ball stays and kind of holds line. And not sure if he gets to it even if his first step is back, but Bristol Carter fooled a little bit by the contact. And in all fairness to him, it didn't sound like great contact, but obviously Garza strong enough and got just enough of it to skip it off the wall off the warning track.
6th double of the year for Garza, 8 RBIs in the last 4 games. He's starting to heat up. As Richie finds the zone against Eric Correa. That was the first hit surrendered by Richie today.
The hit is one thing, but the free passes are what is where the damage came from.
These starting staffs have combined for 5 walks and 2 errors. All but one of those runs has scored. Certainly gives you a sense of what kind of day we could be in for. Just 2 combined hits. And there's strike 2.
I think you're also seeing how desperately the Pirate staff and Pirate bullpen needs Richie to stay in there and go as deep as he can, because historically Coach Godwin and staff have had a pretty quick hook.
There's a hook of his own, a strikeout. Richard Riley behind the plate rings him up for out 2.
Correa doesn't like that one, but his opinion was not asked for. And I'm going to tell you, if he's going to give that pitch all day, it's
you got to take it.
That's a pretty generous. That's almost a Glavin Maddox Smoltz era strike 3.
A lot of nostalgic 90s Braves fans just tuning in all of a sudden. 2 outs for Tobias Motley.
Motley with a really good day yesterday. On base 3 times, flipped the lineup a couple times off free passes. Had a big hit late.
That RBI made it 5-2 at one point, and then the Pirates responded with a 3-run homer. More importantly, it forced in freshman Ethan Norby to extend himself yesterday. He's one of the Pirates' better relievers that's healthy. Makes it uncertain about his availability for this doubleheader today. Yeah, Norby threw 34 pitches last night.
I feel fairly confident he is available if needed.
Now the 2-0 pitch finds the zone. Eric Ritchie's longest outing, 3 innings against UNC Wilmington back at the end of March. He's been a situational lefty has thrown no more than 28 pitches in the last 2 months. Here he is extending himself today, over 40 pitches. And this is the time of year you see a lot of arms start to work deep, go beyond what they're used to at this spot.
And some of it, most of it out of necessity. Again, there's just not a ton of really deep bullpens in the country.
A swing and a miss there, and a filthy one at that.
Yeah, based on that swinging with first base open, I would be surprised if we didn't see that break a ball down and in again. Question is, can Richie get it there?
Now the 3-2. That time a patient take. And the second walk of the inning.
Boy, he had him in a really good position.
And after that last pitch, too.
Yeah, I mean, he really just needed to double up that pitch, just make the same pitch. But that would clearly not a strike out of his hand, and that'll bring Coach Godwin out and be the end of Eric Ritchie's day.
So a pitching change coming for the Pirates after scoring 4 of their own, now giving up 2. And Cliff Godwin makes the call to the pen.
Unfortunately for Eric Ritchie on the season, this has been kind of the story, where he will have some success and then scuffle a little bit and get himself in trouble, and then they have to go to the pen. And I'm sure this is a little earlier than they were hoping, but we did say one time through the lineup was probably their goal with him, and he did achieve that, so a positive that he can take away, and they're clearly going to need him down the line either way.
This is Jackson De Lorenzo coming in for the Pirates. We'll take the timeout here in the second. It's a bullpen game when we return. Freshman arm Jackson De Lorenzo enters out of the Pirate bullpen. He's pitching a lot of late game situations this year for Cliff Godwin. Here he is today in the second inning looking to clean up what Eric Ritchie just started.
Yeah, D'Lo's been a guy that we have seen a ton of here late, and again, you're exactly right, later inning situations, and so I think this is going to be one of those, maybe one time through the lineup kind of situations, and I think we'll see a lot of that. At some point, somebody's got to flip it to get to the, to have a chance to get to the ninth, but at the same time, it's all an effectiveness situation when both of these teams still have so much to play for.
Pitched 3 innings in the Tulane series and gave up a walk-off run Sunday. And this certainly tests your staff. You want to, on one hand, get ready for Tuesday's conference tournament. Also, if you're the Pirates, you're playing for a conference championship. And if you're Rice, surrendering 4, playing for its tournament lives, needing a win today to clinch. And now the top of the lineup with Kite McDonald coming up.
For the Pirates to do what they want to do as a national host, that conference championship on the resume certainly strengthens their argument. So, yeah, there's a lot to play for. It's going to be a very interesting day to see how they manage their way through this.
McDonald with 39 hits on the year. Goes first pitch hunting.
I tell you what, that by Rice cutting it in half, and that's kind of your goal when you get down by a kind of a multiple runs. It makes you feel a little better if you're the staff about sending McCracken back out and knowing that you're already pretty deep into the East Carolina pen, so you expect that you're going to be able to score some runs.
And McCracken threw 42 pitches in that exhaustive first inning. Garrett Stratton warming in the Rice pen at the moment. You just listen to this crowd, Mike. It's game 52 of the season. There's clapping, there's energy. It's unique here in Greenville.
I don't think there's as much energy right now as there will be for the night game or for the late afternoon game. But yeah, I mean, it's Friday afternoon, and we do have a pretty sizable crowd for the circumstances.
Now the 1-2. What a stop by Wilcoxon, who's really developed in that aspect behind the plate. He had a pass ball wild pitch issue a year ago, but much better blocking the baseball this year.
Yeah, and he'll still have those times where balls will sneak by him, but you're right, much improved, and a guy that Coach Galvin just describes as a kind of a steady leader for this club.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Line to right. Jenkins Cowart, room, makes the catch. Nice scoop grab in foul territory.
We've seen him make a lot of plays over there right in front of the visitors' bullpen, and that's a big one.
The athletic Jacob Jenkins Cowart ends the second inning. His Pirates come to hit after you watch this nice catch to end the inning. Here's what's cooking in the final 2 days of the regular season. Top 4 have clinched. Everybody else is still fighting for their lives. And with that top 8, Mike, if you're FAU, Rice, and especially South Florida, these are must-win games today.
Yeah, Rice is again. They one and they're in. They hold the tiebreakers in several situations. So, one win and they're in, and the Pirates still trying to keep the distance between them and the Roadrunners UTSA.
Charlotte with tiebreakers has clinched a spot, and now Garrett Stratton comes in out of the pen. Maybe his best appearance of the year last week against FAU, earning the save, 2 1/3 innings. That clinched the series. And now Stratton enters in the second inning after a 43-pitch first from J.D. McCracken.
Yeah, kind of surprised to see them lift McCracken when they cut this lead in half by the Pirates, but I guess Coach Cruz and staff had seen enough.
Here's the top of the Pirate order, Riley Johnson, who was a strikeout victim his first time up. Johnson with that 341 clip, making his 49th start today. He's battled a shoulder injury in the last, well, not only the last couple of years, but especially the last 2 weeks.
Stratton, a guy with 20 walks and 19 innings pitched to go along with 22 strikeouts. So the control's been a little bit of an issue for him.
Another miss. This is not a Pirate offense that lights up the scorebook in terms of walks, in terms of hit by pitches, but they do get on base a ton. 400 OBP. That's in the top 75 in the country. Maybe none exemplifies that better than this man, Riley Johnson.
No, and it's such a game changer for this offense when Riley Johnson finds his way on. I mean, it's just like it is. It's no other way to call it. I mean, it is the spark that gets this offense going.
Riley, when he leads off innings, and he does that a ton in the leadoff spot, gets on 52% of the time. Stratton's 2-2 works the count full. And even an ask there for Garza behind the plate. Now the 3-2. Roped foul.
Johnson already at a 6-pitch AB with Stratton's first hitter that he's faced.
Another 3-2. Johnson to second. Off the glove of Gallo. And Riley's on for the 49th straight game.
You know, and I think the theme for this game, and all games seem to find one, is going to be the capitalization on the mistakes on both teams. We've already seen this will be the third error of the game, and a number of walks, and they've all seemed to hurt the opposing team or the team that made the mistakes.
And how about Johnson there hitting the brakes with the B button?
You know, he does that so much where he just runs so hard out of the box, and he's going to make that big aggressive turn, but that little slide stop in return, that's pretty sporty.
Now the power of this Pirate lineup. Carter Cunningham with his 56 runs batted in. Carter, the 4-time player of the week in the AAC. And from an offensive standpoint, none has done it better. 4 wins above replacement in college baseball as he smokes one to left center. This is at the track, and a nice catch for Davini, robbing extra bases.
Yeah, good route there by Davini to get back and make that catch right at the wall. Didn't quite make it to the wall, I don't think, but good charge put in that one by Cunningham. Good swing. That will go down on their board as a QAB.
I was going to ask you as a coach, too, you got to love that hard hit the other way.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's been a key for him. I mean, with Cunningham and really most all hitters, when they're driving the ball in the opposite field gap, it's a sign of good things to come.
Here's Ryan McChrystal.
Stratton always works out of the stretch. Kind of an interesting approach here. You'll see he'll turn and take a hard look. You see he's picking them up out of the peripheral vision. But he does that even with no runners on. Is kind of the head turn to second base.
McChrystal, fair ball. Well struck off the bat. His first hit of the day. And Johnson holds at third. Crown him with his 6th double of the year.
Tell you what, McChrystal's breaking out the sellies today. You see, hooks that ball kind of almost down and away from him and manages to keep it fair for a easy double there. I actually thought Riley Johnson, I saw Coach Godwin coming down the line hard and contemplating sending him or not, but with one out and runners on second and third and you're in the heart of your lineup, it's a good opportunity to leave him there and see what Jacob Starling and Jenkins Cowher can do. You know, it wouldn't typically surprise you to see Cliff Godwin play small ball, but I don't know that in today's game, I don't know that, I think you got to try to play for the big inning.
The infield is in for Rice. As Starling goes first pitch hunting. This will stay in the yard. And a sacrifice fly scores the lead run, Riley Johnson, making it 5-2.
You know, that's a pro AB by Starling. You literally, hey, look, let's just take the run, drive a ball somewhere, and let your guy score easily from third, and that's what he does. Actually takes the pitches down a little bit and elevates it and gets his job done in that situation.
I'm curious if the wind blows out today, if that ball has a chance, but an effective RBI.
I think we've seen 2 balls that may at least flirt with it, and we got a lot of humidity in the air and rain in the forecast and for tomorrow more than today, but it's a sticky day here. Ball's just not gonna fly.
Thank goodness for the clarification there. Doubleheader on tap, rain projected tomorrow. So Jenkins Coward, who is never afraid to swing at the first pitch, fouls one off.
No, JC does what JC does. He comes up and he's going to get off a swing. And guy that doesn't walk a whole lot, and quite frankly, for the number of swings he takes, doesn't strike out a whole lot. But he is certainly a free swinger.
Now up to 65 runs batted in. That's in the top 100 in the country, leading the American. Another RBI chance for JJC.
This Al's pitching staff, and primarily, obviously, the only pitcher that threw yesterday, Smith, had some success getting Jenkins Coward out, down and in with the breaking stuff. So let's see if they go there here.
Singled earlier today, so a 5-game hit streak for the Pirate right fielder. Now an opposite field missile into left center. Jacob Jenkins Coward up to 66 RBI, a one-man wrecking crew here in Greenville.
Kind of an interesting pitch selection there. If you remember last night, Jenkins Coward got extended on a ball that was away from him and drove it out of the park. And again, they set up away and he delivers the pitch away, but Jenkins Coward stays on that ball. Again, another good piece of hitting. I would have just about bet a hot dog from the concession stand that it would be down and in breaking ball, but nice piece of hitting by Jenkins Coward. Drives in another run.
What an explosive start. Single and a double for JJC. He moved down to the 5 spot in these last 2 to 3 games. Open the door now for Dixon Williams in a 6-2 game.
Yeah, the little bit of shuffling that has taken place with this Pirate lineup is Jenkins Coward down a spot and Dixon Williams up a couple spots. Same pieces we've seen all year, just kind of different distribution of them through the lineup.
Certainly makes you wonder who can hang on and stop somebody today. These could be highly offensive games. And Dixon Williams has been really good in these spots. 350 hitter with men in scoring position. He sits now in a 2-0 count.
Big pitch for Stratton here.
Foul ball. You don't see too many 2-0 off balance fading away swings, but Williams, when he puts it in play, has been a tough out.
I think Dixon had kind of made his mind up he was going to get a swing off there, and kind of almost regardless. And I'm not saying that's the best approach, but I think he was ready to try to make something happen.
Now the 2-1. Ouch. That hits the hand of Williams. That is never a comfortable spot to get hit.
And this may start the conversation of a yeah, it looks like it got actually wrist. Yeah, it looks like it got just above the knob of the bat there.
You heard the pop too, which is never a good sign.
Yeah, that got him right on the Easton Velcro strap there, and I thought we were going to have the time-honored tradition of, did it hit the bat? Was it a foul ball? Which always seems to be the case when there's a hit by pitch up in that area. We'll check him out, make sure he's got a full range of motion, and it's certainly one of those that stings. It's almost like a, hitting the funny bone or something. It's just kind of resonates through your whole body.
One of the few times you can rub an injury in baseball when you get hit by a pitch, that's for sure.
Well, this team prides themselves on not doing that. I'm sure they'll give him a hard time if he does.
It's the 75th time a Pirate's been hit this year. Here's Justin Wilcoxon, who walked his first time up. What a difference in days. Yesterday, the Pirates in 8 innings only saw 109 pitches, very pitch happy. Today they've seen 61. And we're in the second inning. 62 is fouled away.
Got the guys together enjoying the game.
First of 2 today in Greenville. East Carolina with 2 wins secures the regular season championship. UTSA would need to win both and have a Pirate split today to earn a share of the title. Only East Carolina and Wright State have won 4 or more active consecutive regular season titles. Against the shift and a 2-out knock for Wilcoxon. Make it 7-2 Pirates.
There's an example, clear example of beating the shift. Great job with 2 strikes. His shortstop was working back up the middle. Actually, kind of pinched, like he was having to hold Jenkins Coward just out of his diving reach. And more impressively there, Wilcoxon, good piece, but you'll see Dixon Williams go first to third on that. Again, speed and great read, and another runner at third base.
This remains Stratton's inning to finish after his best outing in a Owls uniform last week.
We're going to have a pinch hitter here.
So East Carolina brings in Luke Nowak to hit in this spot, the junior out of Wisconsin. Nowak, who has been an all-conference player in the AAC, second team a year ago, only his 13 starts, 38 appearances.
And I'll tell you, when Nowak's going good, there's nobody better on this club at driving that ball the other way, and talk about a guy that can really run. And that's been a big difference with Nowak this year. We've seen him pull more balls when he's had time, when he's had at bats. But if he settles back in and drives that ball out towards the 6 hole, he's pretty special.
Hit .288 a year ago. And was a big run-scoring contributor in the conference. Scored 19 times in just over 20 starts. This year, a situational pitch hitter, pitch runner. And here's Garrett Stratton grinding through this second inning. Falling behind again.
I don't know if this change is more about, Bristol Carter's kind of been in and out a little bit banged up, and I don't know if this is more about the matchup with the right on left, or something that Coach Godwin just saw out of Bristol that made him uncomfortable, he didn't like.
Now the 2-1. Good response. It doesn't feel like it, but these are high leverage innings for Rice. He can ill afford to fall behind 8-9 runs against this explosive offense. The Owls need a win to clinch a tournament berth. A slow roller past Stratton. 3 straight 2-out knocks for the Pirates. And pushing for third, Wilcoxon, save. More aggressive base running.
I'll tell you what, the Pirate Club really does run the bases well. Good piece of hitting there by Luke Nowak. 2 strike, just drop the barrel on it and move the ball, and he does just that through the wickets of the pitcher. And see another one of these Pirate runners taking 2 bases, and again, that's another catcher in Wilcoxon. No question he's safe at third.
Great look there. Cliff Godwin today, he scored an 140-foot pop-up. He sent a runner from second on a bloop single. goes first to third again, pushing all the right buttons. And Joey Barini bats for the second time, and we're in the second inning. He goes first pitch, fair. 9-2, and a chance for one more.
Yeah, I bet Nowak's going to score. Yeah, he'll score easily here.
He gets the turn. Look at this two-out party here in Greenville. A triple for Barini.
I mean, this is just what they do, right? Score a bunch of runs with 2 outs. We've seen it all year. And, again, another one right inside the fair foul line down the first base side. Diving effort by the first baseman. And when you got speed like they've got, it's pretty easy. Barini with an easy triple.
Correa had a little bit of trouble with it in the corner, and that gave Barini the green light. Man, when it rains, it pours. Look at Cliff Godwin's reaction. Cliff's pretty quick to get those fans going out in left field.
Oh, yeah.
So 6 runs here in the second. And now Riley Johnson up again. This is the Pirates' first time scoring double-figure runs since May 3rd. They run-ruled South Florida last Friday. Or pardon me, 2 Fridays ago.
Got a ball on the field there. I was noticing all the...
That's an active bullpen if you're right.
Yeah, I was watching all the East Carolina guys pointing out to right field. Apparently that ball's on the field during that play, but they have gotten it out of the Rice bullpen back into controlled grounds.
How about pitch 30 of the second inning? And that nearly hits. Wait.
Oh, no.
Ooh, that's an already injured shoulder for Riley Johnson. And the athletic training staff quickly makes their way out.
Yeah, and there's that look that this isn't good. And
that's Logan Rupp now taking a look.
And interestingly enough, you just had Nowak enter the game. Bristol Carter's out of the game, so I think your move there is going to be Carter Cunningham to the outfield and Cam Clonch to first base if they can't go. And this is all it takes.
Here.
Yeah, this is all it takes when you have the fragile shoulders and just enough of that move and to pop it out. But if there's anybody that'll grind through it, it's this guy that looks like that's what he's going to do.
Ooh, you can see that reaction.
Yeah.
That is a man playing through a ton of pain right now. Great quote last night, an Aaron Fitt write-up from D1 Baseball. Trey Savage saying, we're not the most healthy team right now, but we're giving everything we have.
I will be very surprised if he swings the bat.
Let's see what happens here on 2-1.
He's going to go for it, okay.
You see the grimace after that swing. It is not a comfortable AB if you're Riley Johnson.
Yeah, I really thought we would see some effort at a push drag or something to keep him from taking a full hack just yet. But
and then he nicked his leg on the foul ball, too.
He didn't even feel that leg right now.
That's the last thing on his mind. Here's the 2-2. Johnson in a center. One healthy shoulder and another 2-out knock. This is nuts.
How gutsy is that? You know, the first thing that popped in my mind was I was looking for the fist pump I like Kirk Gibson. You know, it was kind of a, you know, I'm too hurt, but, you know, maybe I could go. And that's Riley Johnson. I mean, he's just incredible. What he's done here this year. And
he's
how
swinging with half his body,
yeah,
basically.
It's just amazing. You know, use the barrel and just kind of drop it on the ball and good things will happen.
Man, 4 straight 2-out hits and a pitching change here for Jose Cruz Jr. East Carolina's offense, they are feeling it today. 11 runs, 7 hits, and a call to the pen. When we come back, the new arm enters, Mark Perkins, when we return. Next up out of the pen, Mark Perkins, who did warm up a bit yesterday and actually appeared late in that game last night. Or pardon me, did not appear because Parker Smith went the distance. But here's Perkins, his 10th outing in conference play. Very situational righty and looking to end an exhaustive 2-out barrage, 4 straight 2-out hits.
Yeah, 13 innings pitched, and you see big strikeout numbers there, but also some walk concerns that we've seen kind of consistently with this Rice staff. But, you know, this is a chance for Perkins to earn some innings down the road, be it in the conference tournament or even going into next year. So he'll be out there trying to compete to hold it right here for the Rice Owls.
Mark Perkins, the Houston, Texas native, homegrown, went 3 innings on Tuesday as part of his senior day. Had a really good 3-inning, 3-strikeout, no-hit outing. And all of a sudden you start looking at it. 75 pitches for the Rice staff, and we're in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of interesting timestamps on this game when it's 3:46, we're an hour and 15 in, and we're in the 2nd. We knew it was going to be that kind of day with the pitching issues both staffs have. So hang on, folks. It's going to be a wild one, wild full day of baseball.
So Carter Cunningham up for the 3rd time. He's 0 for 1 with a walk and takes a big swing there. But this 2-out offense has been lethal today.
Yeah, and a consistent part of the Pirate offense all year.
4 straight 2-out hits and a double. So 5 of the last 6 batters have gotten a hit with 2 outs. Certainly test this Rice defense. A big error early in the inning, extended it. And now the 12th batter of the frame. Cunningham spoils one.
See the Owls back to the philosophy of trying to bury it down and in on the left-handed hitters of the Pirates. We saw that with Parker Smith last night.
Another 0-2 from Perkins. Cunningham ropes it foul.
Let's pay attention to see if Cunningham orients himself back in the same spot in the box or maybe makes a little slight in-flight adjustment.
Cunningham line went hard to left his last time up. Then he walked. Here he fouls another.
Yeah, that one was not intentionally thrown there by Perkins. It was just a cross-up, or not necessarily a cross-up, but a missed pitch. He saw Garza sitting away.
Another 0-2. Wow, this 2-out rally has been not only long, but it has decimated Rice's staff at the moment, trying to get outs. There's the 1-2. And a pop-up should end it. There's Davini. A 7-run inning finally comes complete. Now that was a 2-out rally they'll talk about for a long time here in Greenville. Pirates up 9 to kick off this doubleheader. There is Rice head coach Jose Cruz beginning his third year. A 92 grad of the Rice Owls looking to rebuild this program, a long history of tradition. He played with the Rays, D-backs, Red Sox, Dodgers, Padres, had a Gold Glove campaign in Toronto. What a fantastic player himself, and now rebuilding his alma mater.
Yeah, and you have to feel like under his guidance, they're just going to get better.
The Rice team that has played its best ball in the last month. 3 of the last 4 series wins. But a difficult task here. Now a rope ball by Ben Dukes. Directly at Riley Johnson. Literally did not have to move. You never see that in baseball.
No, he took maybe one little step back, made sure he had a little perspective on that line drive hit right at him. And
3 steps forward, 1 step back.
Easy little catch.
And then quick like a turtle, he lied on his back.
I really thought you were going hokey pokey reference.
Oh, that'd be a good one too, yeah. Put your right foot in, put your right foot out. That is just done right there by the batter, Trenton Rank. Jackson DiLorenzo pitching to contact, which in a 9-run game is so important here in the 3rd inning.
Yeah, you know, the big deal here, obviously the 9 runs, but, you know, it's like, hey, young freshman, go out there and pound the zone, see how far they can hit it. We do not need to give up free passes or make this thing any longer than we have to be before we get back in the dugout and swing away again.
Five straight runs with 2 outs has blown this game open. But without Zach Root available in the rotation, it is all hands on deck for the Pirates today. First of a doubleheader and a hard hit foul ball.
Just enough cloud cover here to already have the lights turned on. The new LEDs from just installed this year.
Those lights will be busy today.
Yep.
Overcast and a lot of baseball on tap. DiLorenzo goes fastball that's chopped to 3rd. Williams there for the 2nd out.
Good job by D'Lo there, just collecting outs. Kind of fell behind a little bit in that count, but managed to get back in it. And after a few foul balls by Rank, but nice job, Dixon Williams, fielding it cleanly and efficiently over to Carter Cunningham at first base.
All the things you ask for when you're up 9 as a coach.
Yep. Fill it up.
Worth noting that 7-run 2nd inning, 0 earned runs. A couple of errors fueled the frame. And now a pop-up out of play.
Landed over by the hospitality tent. Hopefully everybody was heads up.
This is the final day of the regular season here in Greenville. Doubleheader for these two.
Still kind of waiting to see Rydell do something with the, we know with the pop he's got in the bat, and been swinging it pretty well coming into Greenville.
The 1-1. There's the pop. Rydell into the corner. This one is dangerous and foul.
Tell you what, it looked kind of almost like if Jenkins Cowart could take a couple more steps, he might have had a play on that ball. It's hard to tell from here exactly how deep it was, but you see Jenkins Cowart gets over here and gives it a good look. He'll appear in frame in just a second. Looks like he might have a bead, and then it's just a little too far.
It's a 340-foot foul ball for Jack Rydell. Now the 1-2. Did he go? He did. And a strikeout for DiLorenzo. A 1-2-3 frame for the Pirate freshman. Now the Red Hot Bats come to the plate when we come back. Good pitching here for the Pirates in the third.
Strong and of good courage. President JFK challenged us. We ascended to the stars, achieving what no one thought possible. Our commitment to excellence to do the impossible is made possible right here in Houston, Texas. We impact the world through innovative ideas and discoveries. We now embark on a new flight to prove that Rice Fight never dies. Rice Owls, let's fly.
There's the Pirate head coach Cliff Godwin searching for win 390 in his tenure. And more impressively, a fifth straight regular season championship. That can be accomplished later tonight. And if you're Cliff Godwin, you have to love the approach with 2 outs today. As here's a ground ball to short. 1 pitch, 1 out for Ryan McChrystal. The Pirates last inning, 5 hits with 2 outs, really putting this game to an 11-run spot.
Rydell's a pretty slick fielder up the middle there. Again, considering he's a converted third baseman to shortstop, he made that look pretty easy. And this is where, if you're the Pirate staff, you're like, hey guys, we got to go all gas and no break. Hammer down and let's try to score 4 or 5 more.
I've never heard those coachisms before, Mike.
Don't want to let it go into a lull here.
After a 4-run first, a 7-run second, here's Jacob Starling. And he takes a strike. A Pirate club that had won 10 straight, then dropped 5 in a row, picking up then the win last night to snap the streak. Starling fights off the 1-2.
There's the legendary Ronald Vincent out there under the tree, coach from Rose High School.
Starling, a high drive to left. DeVinny with room and barely a foul ball.
And that was just foul. That was reminiscent of the Boone, the wave in. I mean, it was just barely foul, kind of similar to the one we had over in right field.
And it was sort of hooking back to the field.
Yeah, it was.
You don't see that too often from a right-hander.
Boy, it's a moonshot. Gets up out of camera frame there. But it was just foul. You'll have to trust us.
Instead, a 2-2 count. Starling, who's walked and ripped one to left. These 2-strike, 2-out approaches. I know just 1 out here, but the way the Pirates have swung the bat, it's very promising come conference tournament.
Yeah, and again, I mean, they've demonstrated they will absolutely extend innings, extend at bats, and you're seeing Starling here in this at bat fighting his way into 2-2 count.
Another 2-2. Back up the middle for Rydell, the converted third baseman, looking very smooth over there at short.
He really does make it look easy out there. Steve and I go there from Hoist the Colors. Provides great coverage for the Pirates.
And a baby. Getting all the different faces here in Greenville today. And that baby's just falling asleep at 11 runs and 7 hits. You got the dads and the moms hanging out together. Yep. And the dads are like, hey, you ready for a doubleheader? The moms are like, what time's the game over?
Yeah, no, they've already hit their time limit.
Well, we are an hour and a half in.
Perkins making some pretty quality pitches to this point in the inning.
Here's the 0-1. Good response for a strike. With even Jenkins Cowart taking a look.
Yeah, I think Garza was even a little surprised that that was a called strike. Had to reach back across the zone to catch it and even pull it up out of the bottom of the zone.
And that one is way up. Chance for a rare 1-2-3 inning. Not so fast. There's a different vibe right now, and I'm curious as a hitter how you lock back in.
Yeah, again, this thing's kind of fallen into a little bit of a lull. You're kind of riding a non-run lead, and this is, you know, one of the points of emphasis for this Pirate team is trying to win every inning, and down to 2 outs in this opportunity to win this inning.
An error that time by Motley. And Jacob Jenkins Cowart on with 2 outs.
You know what, does it give you the little feeling of deja vu all over again, where that seems to be what's been the story of the game, has been the errors. That'll be the 4th one in the game. And see here, Motley just kind of gets around it. Even I'll be honest with you, I think maybe he was a little lulled to sleep, because that's about as routine as it gets. And just kind of, you know, got a little heavy-footed over there, and ball gets by him. But we've seen that that's been a spark to get the scoring started throughout this game, and we'll see kind of see how this shakes out.
And a good meeting here, instigated by the captain at short, Rydell, bringing the infield together. Because if you're Rice, you're still playing for your tournament lives, and you don't want this to get out of hand.
That's right, and you have another game to play today. Rydell, the senior, too. I mean, you know, yes, they're playing for conference tournament berth, they're playing, but he knows this could be the end, right? This could be the end of his time playing baseball. And, hey, guys, give me a little more effort in this.
Now the 2-out rally begins. Dixon Williams. The Pirates offensively have now seen 97 pitches, and we're in the 3rd inning.
Boy, that's a big number.
I don't know what the record is in college baseball, but it's got to be close to 200 in a game, maybe more. At least for a 9-inning game. Bobbled, then caught, and a foot race won by Rank. So that ends the 3rd inning. We'll go to the 4th, all East Carolina here in Game 1. Welcome back to Greenville, where the number 13 team in the country looks to lock up a regular season title. They must win this game and the next one coming up, as both clubs gear up for the AAC Conference Tournament down in Clearwater. All Pirates so far, a 7-run second, has put this game in a 9-run difference. And the Rice program, very competitive last night, but have struggled defensively. 3 errors, the big difference. And now it's Pierce Gallo to lead things off. Jackson DiLorenzo, who just retired 4 in a row. And one of the rare Pirate pitchers to go more than an inning today. A lot of mixing and matching for these steps. Just behind 2-0.
Yeah, he's out there with one job right now, and it is not to fall behind 2-0 to anybody in this lineup. It is to pound the strike zone, give your offense a chance to get back in there. Somebody's got to kind of reclaim momentum. I know it's a 9-run game, but it just feels like it's, again, gotten really stale on both sides, to be honest with you.
DiLorenzo back to work. And he misses with his fastball.
You see his frustration. A little too much emotion out of the freshman out there. You kind of want your pitchers to be emotionless, catch the ball, deliver strikes, and he's a little frustrated, but I have all ideas he's in there for the long haul.
And catches the top of the zone.
Gallo certainly didn't like that one.
Which means the next pitch anywhere close is strike 3.
You would think so. You know, it's borderline top corner of the strike zone, but we've certainly seen that borderline strike given by the home plate umpire, Richard Riley.
The 3-2. Line to right. Jenkins Cowart retreats with room for the first out. And that's 5 straight for the freshman.
You know, speaking of that play Jenkins Cowart made, he is just a vastly improved defensive outfielder over where we've seen him last year. And he's made some really nice plays. That, I don't know, a couple games back, the sliding play over the bullpen, and you know, we saw him with the little kind of quasi basket catch over there earlier today. But Jenkins Cowart's done a nice job for this Pirate team in the outfield.
And a first pitch strike here to Jacob Davini.
There you see him,
who is really working on his bicep tan, getting some sun for those arms today. Jenkins Cowart well on his way to a first-team All-AAC selection on Monday. If he had to handicap it, I think him, Riley Johnson, Carter Cunningham, Wilcoxon, for sure first-teamers. We'll see who else joins them. Now the 1-1. Off the hands of Davini, and Starling there for the second out.
You know, one of the few times you're going to have plenty of time to throw Davini out. He kind of jams himself in the box and almost looks like he even fell down to a knee, but he gets jammed in the box. Easy play for Starling and easy work of Davini.
Have to wake up some of those fans in left field today. We got a lot of baseball coming up.
Yeah, we got a long ways to go.
Game 1 of a doubleheader. And Manny Garza, the switch hitter, now up from the left side for the first time today. His splits are nearly even, right versus left. 261 left, 264 right. And a pop-up. Jackson DiLorenzo putting up plenty of zeros so far out of the pen. He's retired every batter he's faced. Let's go to the bottom of the 4th. East Carolina bats return to work. This Rice program with a ton of history. Of course, Coach Cruz back in '95. He played 12 years in the big leagues. Lance Berkman, the Hall of Famer. Anthony Rendon. You can kind of forget about Rendon's time at Rice. He's a World Series MVP. And most recently, Ford Proctor breaking through to the big league level. Although Rice has 5 guys in AAA right now, including Matt Canarino in the Twins system. Could be the next guy to join the big league ranks. And for East Carolina, in terms of most recent standouts, first-round pick Gavin Williams and Connor Norby anchor some of those recent pro Pirates.
You know what's funny, when we were discussing these graphics, we felt like Connor Norby had to go up there, although he's in AAA, but we're like, he's putting up big league numbers, so maybe we're trying to talk it into existence.
That is a great conversation in the Orioles system right now. As Justin Wilcoxon takes a strike.
He's playing with what they have phrased to be the best minor league team ever over in Norfolk.
Both these programs have produced over 40 draft picks. A lot of recent success, too. You look back to last year for East Carolina, 2 drafted players.
In the projections for Treya Savage, and really high, you know, maybe middle to top part of the first round. And then Zekich Coward, a guy that's highly thought of at the pro level, probably not quite that high, but maybe somewhere in the middle of the draft.
And Savage, a projected top 20 pick, will be the first rounder in 3 years since 21, when Williams was pumping 100 miles an hour on the mound. And Wilcoxon, a high drive to right center. This ball is deep, and light tower power for Justin Wilcoxon. No player in the AAC more homers as a catcher than Justin Wilcoxon.
You know, we've seen him hit some mammoth home runs, and he didn't quite get all that one kind of buried in that count a little bit. But that was absolutely smoked, and that ball just missed the light pole out there. You see, that quite get in there. Park plays much bigger, and like we said, it's a little heavier air today, but you'll see it just kind of, glad it didn't get that little fella. He kind of,
there were 4 of them there waiting
kind of
for him.
shocked him right there a little bit, but just misses the light pole out there, and big swing for the Pirates.
Home runs in back-to-back days for the Pirate catcher, and then a pitch high and tight from Mark Perkins. If you're Cliff Godwin, what is the feeling now when your offense had struggled the last 5 games? You lose 5 straight, but found their power stroke here yesterday and today.
You just kind of live at the moment, you know, be appreciative of it. Obviously, they've had some given opportunities by Rice.
Good tag applied for the first out.
You know, Rice has opened up some of these chances for the Pirate hitters. Obviously, by errors extending innings, giving more at bats, but there's some chirping there between
so the umpires
players
had issued a warning, and now they're coming together to talk.
Well, and I tell you, there's probably a sentiment there that
but as a defender, you're not trying to instigate contact. You're also trying to make sure you make contact.
I think what you got more of here, Ev, is a 10-run lead. You just gave up a home run, and you got a guy bunting. And that's just part of Nowak's game. We know that because we've seen him play for years.
Right.
But that's kind of one of those things. You got to remember, too, where their coach comes from. If that happens in the big leagues, we're clearing the benches, and somebody's probably going to get smoked. So I think that's probably what you take on the atmosphere, the personality, the culture of your head coach, and I feel sure that was a little firmer tag. They're going to talk to them, to Coach Cruz about it and say, hey, we get it, and maybe you don't like it. I think Coach Godwin, again, all gas, no break kind of offense, and he's thinking more like a Nick Saban where it's not my job to stop me, it's your job to stop me, and we're going to continue to play our game. I will tell you, it's not unusual to see a drag attempt after a home run. Kind of you catch the defense on their heels. But up 10 is what the debate is right now, and whether or not that was a quote-unquote, violation of the unwritten rules. And you'll see Coach Cruz kind of gives a look over to the dugout. And, again, very different mentality. Cliff Godwin comes from the college game, has coached the college game at very high levels, but Cruz is a pro guy, and there are a little bit of variance in the rules when you're at the highest level of the game.
I don't think any ill intent there by the tag or by the bunt.
No, I'm sure there was some words said that we just couldn't pick up here.
Joey Barini now up. Yeah, that's the best part of playing a doubleheader. You have to rewash and come right back in about an hour.
Well, you know, we've talked about it being a little flat. At least when you get a little chippiness, it kind of makes the day a little more interesting for everybody. So all these guys are competitors.
This is a Rice team that gets in with a win or a South Florida loss, and the Bulls are playing later tonight. So a lot of scoreboard watching coming up. Tulane is dominating Charlotte 7-0. So Charlotte will most likely drop to 12 and 15. They may need some help to get in. And a slow chopper here to second. There's the second out.
You know, with some of that too, Ev, is the umpire crew probably just saying, hey, let's get out in front of this, make sure that we don't have a problem. They're aware of the score, and they're, you know, aware of kind of the unwritten rules of the game. So, you know, just an effort to make sure that Jimmy Paler down at first base and the crowd kind of keep control of this thing, so it doesn't cost anybody having to sit a game or something because they do something that's a kind of a rash decision.
It is senior weekend here in Greenville, and fan favorite senior Cam Claunch will check in, the native of Mooresville, North Carolina. He'll replace Riley Johnson at the top of this lineup. And he goes first pitch hacking, ground ball to Rydell, and the fellow senior there to clean it up. A home run for Justin Wilcox that makes it a 10-run game as we head to the fifth. Welcome back to Greenville, where East Carolina looks to make history, a fifth straight regular season title. And as you see, a lot of those names at the bottom of the list no longer a part of the American Conference. So ever since 2019, this has been ECU's dominant run in the league.
Yeah, that's not a typo with Louisville. That one surprised me too. I didn't, but yeah, that's strange. You don't even associate Louisville with the AAC.
Certainly an impressive run. East Carolina, one of two programs in the country on the verge of 5 straight regular season titles. The Horizon League champs and the American champs. Those are the two conferences. Jackson DiLorenzo's done an admirable job out of the pen. 2 innings scoreless and now preserving a 10-run lead.
Yeah, 8-9-1 in the Rice lineup. Again, the task has not changed for DiLorenzo. It's to dial up strikes.
He finds one there to Eric Correa.
You know, and in this situation, score-wise, your mentality does change a little bit because you can almost look at this as like a 0-0 game or a 1-0 game that you want to keep it right where it is. probably more appropriate, a 1-0 game.
And all the Pirates who need pitching depth, Wyatt Lunsford, Shankman, Zach Root remain out to electric arms. Jake Hunter out for the year. It's mixing and matching. And now the freshman DiLorenzo down in the count. A liner to left. Nice play, backing up and retreating. The out for the defensive replacement, Luke Nowak.
Yeah, really nice play. That ball's hit on the line and got a little tail to it. You see Nowak gets a good jump. Little course correction there and tracks that thing down, no problem. Another guy that's a much improved defensive outfielder. They had kind of experimented with him in right field over the last 2 seasons, and there was it didn't work real well, let's just say. So he's right at home out in left field and has improved his defensive skills as well.
Worth noting, Carter Cunningham now in center field and Cam Clonch over at first. Carter, a former starter out in center a year ago.
This is more of an effort to preserve Riley Johnson and probably start getting a little treatment on the shoulder
base
again.
hit, yeah. He's battled that shoulder all year long as Motley fouls went off. There's Cam Clonch, who's part of a prolific senior class here at East Carolina. They'll be honored between games today. A senior class that has never lost a regular season title. That could be extended tonight. The 0-2. Good looking pitch.
That's quality miss right there by D'Lo, down just a little bit, but that's what you want to see out of the freshman.
Now the 1-2.
You know, that's what you get sometimes with freshman arms and just pitchers in general. The pitch before, it's such a quality pitch, and that's the pitch he just threw. It's so obvious that it's not going to be anywhere near the zone. It virtually serves no purpose.
And that one catches the zone. Jackson DiLorenzo, second K out of the pen.
Another nice pitch. See this, just paints the black there, little action back to the plate. Wilcoxon presents it just to make sure the umpire's good with it. And strike 3.
How about 3 innings, all scoreless, no hits for Jackson DiLorenzo. And now the top of this lineup with McDonald. This is DiLorenzo's longest outing of his Pirate career, in fact. Desperate times call for desperate measures, and the true freshman stepped up. Kick save there by the goalkeeper, Wilcoxon.
Yeah, well, you know, you kind of start to think, to your point, is longest he's been out there, and you also got to think he's a freshman. It's late in the season. This is as much as he's done, you know, as far as going from the fall, you know, a little Christmas break, but the grind of college baseball. So have to keep a close eye on him, but with a 10-run lead, I think he's still going to be out there for a little while.
And now a swing and a drive. Kite McDonald gets on the board with a solo shot, his 4th of the year.
You know, and solo home runs are part of it, especially when you're in a situation where, again, your job is to throw strikes, and the last thing you want to do is walk a guy. So that's one of those things. I mean, it's, you know, not the biggest deal in the world.
This is a Rice offense that doesn't pound the ball out of the park, but a nice swing.
Yeah, he hit that one like he's hit a bunch of them this year. You know, he's only had 2 home runs on the season, but he put a good swing on that one and to give him his 3rd.
San Antonio, Texas product. The grad senior hits a bomb. And it's been a minute. That's McDonald's first home run since March 9th at Hawaii.
Wow.
2 months and counting. Well, from the Hawaiian Islands to the island of Pirates.
Yeah, the count is over now. Started a new one.
As Ben Duke scoops one foul. There's McDonald, fresh off his first home run in 2 months. Yeah, it's all about the Gatorade.
Number 50, I'm always interested to know, like you talk to guys and go, why'd you pick 50? I'd love to hear the story behind it. I'm sure there's a good one.
Why did Manny Ramirez choose 99 when he was traded from the Red Sox to the Dodgers? All good questions with jerseys. Carter Cunningham, he's ready to hit, sprinting in from center as he'll lead off the next inning. Welcome back to Greenville. This is a Grady White Boats game summary. A lot of offense for the Pirates today, including a 7-run second inning. A solo shot for Kite McDonald cuts into the game, and now battle the bullpens the rest of the way here in the fifth. It's such a mental test today for these programs, right? This is some of the biggest games of your season. You're in the midst of a doubleheader, game a little out of hand here in game one.
Well, and it's an upset schedule, too, where, you know, you'd rather be playing this game at 6 o'clock in front of a big crowd. Really for both teams, I mean, the visiting teams enjoy that energy, too, but game played earlier today because of the forecast for tomorrow, so kind of a strange start time, just a strange feel all the way around for as much as there is to play for both these teams.
Carter Cunningham, first pitch hacking, chops one on the ground. This is going to be close. And he's out.
Just does get him.
A delayed call by Jimmy Paler.
I'll tell you, this Rice staff has been able to do something that most pitching staffs haven't been able to do this year, and that's keep Carter Cunningham hitless through 2 games to this point.
0 for 7 in the series.
Of course, it feels like we should be in about the 7th or 8th here. It's only bottom of 5, so I mean we'll see Carter obviously at least one more time, and most likely 2.
1 out for Ryan McChrystal. Mark Perkins in his 3rd inning of work against a Pirate order that jumped out to an 11-2 lead in the blink of an eye. So I wonder, can you scan the QR code from your phone if you're watching ESPN Plus? Right behind the plate, they had a QR code.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you can. Sure.
You know what? Let me pull out my phone right now. Just for good fun. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Neat stuff here. As McChrystal has a hitter's count. It's like those Super Bowl ads where they put the QR code and have the dot bounce around the screen. See if it catches your attention. As Perkins falls behind 3-1.
You know, for the most part, what both DiLorenzo and Perkins have done in their time in, and Perkins has given up a couple runs, but they've not given up a ton of free opportunities, and that's minimized those extra at bats.
And a walk extends this 6th inning, or pardon me, 5th inning.
As I say that, a free pass.
Both these teams, if Rice were to qualify, gear up for an opening game Tuesday down in Clearwater, Florida. Whoa, found the bat of Starling.
That's going to bring Coach Gowan down to check on him. You see that kind of up and in, rides up and in on the sack bunt attempt, and that's that's a teaching philosophy, up and in. That's a really, really hard pitch to bunt. It's that fastball boring in on you.
Now the 0-1. With Jacob Starling back, what does this do? How does this impact the Pirates lineup come postseason?
Oh, obviously it's been a big deal, and since he's been back, we've seen him hit for the cycle the first day back, and he's hit a number of home runs. And senior leader and a guy that obviously that the Pirates love to have back and healthy.
Another foul ball.
Obviously, it's no secret in this situation the Pirates would love to put that run they lost in the last inning back on the board and even add to it a little bit. So I'd be curious to see if they don't maybe try something here somewhere in this at bat. I know it's 2 strikes, but Starling handles it well.
Now the 0-2. Great 2-strike piece of hitting.
Starling's guys only struck out 18 times in 145 at bats this year, so a guy that you can trust to put the ball in play most of the time.
So another 0-2. Hard hit, and what a snag by Johnson, checking in off the bench. Nearly a double play.
Really good play, fresh off the bench. New third baseman down there, Johnson, lays out and collects that. Nice throw to third base, and to second base in an effort to turn it. But you'll see it here, kind of a step and a dive, reactionary play. Quick to get it out with the catcher McChrystal running from first.
On a day where Duke is in an inning away from taking the series over North Carolina. We've seen Wake Forest at NC State battled out. A lot of regional implications here. And this is number 13 East Carolina rolling today. As Jenkins Coward goes to left, serves an opposite field drive. His second home run of the series. What a day, what a weekend. 5 ribbies for JJC.
More impressively, opposite field. That's the second home run he's hit that way. And again, a big boost when you get JC swinging it the way he has this weekend. It is a huge part. It's kind of ironic. He's picked up for Cunningham's production that has been missing, and that's what good teams do.
A triple sigh of the cycle and a huge swing here.
Yeah, that's basically the same pitch we saw him hit out of the park yesterday. He kind of catches a little too much of the plate, and he gets those arms extended. You see the fan take off there. He wanted no part of trying to catch that ball, but JC with another home run, 2-run variety this time. Be interested to see if Dixon Williams shows bunt here.
68 runs batted in. The conference's leader by a good margin now over his teammate Carter Cunningham. And if you're Cliff Godwin, you have to love this 14-run, 9-hit performance today.
Yeah, Rydell just saw his home run lead the conference evaporate in one swing.
Dixon Williams, who's walked and been hit, has also scored today. Hits one right back up the middle, and man, these 2-out hitting, it's been contagious.
Yeah, they have been really good. And again, how many games are we in now? And this is not something new with this Pirate Club. Every time we see them have a high level of success, it always coincides with how they do with both 2 strikes and with 2 outs. And I mean, they're as good as anybody in the country at 2-out scoring. And that'll bring Coach Bangs back out to have a chat with
So
Perkins.
Parker Bangs looking to make a pitching change here. This East Carolina offense with 2 outs, it's hard to explain the impact they've had, but truly dangerous.
No, when you think of what it does to your opposing team, you extend innings, you see additional pitches, you put more wear and tear on the pitcher that's in, plus the bullpen, and I mean, it creates opportunity, and the Pirate offense all year has taken great advantage of it.
We'll take the timeout. Mauricio Rodriguez enters out of the bullpen when we return. Mr. Mauricio Rodriguez enters out of the bullpen, the Massachusetts native. Limited action this year in the conference, and he looks to inherit a tight spot. 33 innings of work, 4-1. Yeah, good K to walk ratio, and now enters certainly, Mike, in a moment where Rice needs to get some outs on the mound.
Yeah, that the stat up there is a little misleading. Not 77, 44 walks to the 11. Or 44 strikeouts to the 11 walks. It's kind of a misleading stat when you look at an 8.37 ERA. You kind of go, okay, this guy's only thrown 33 innings. He's got 44 strikeouts, but he's obviously run into some trouble to have an 8.37 ERA. Of course, ERA and batting average are arguably two stats that a lot of folks don't like because it doesn't really tell the entirety of the story.
So in this 5th inning, the Pirates extend their lead again, 2 more runs. And the 2-out offense has been fantastic. By the way, in that game, Duke, North Carolina, Parks Harbor, an opposite field double, and now Carolina's in front 5-4. Well, that game's been bonkers. And that beard's pretty good, too. He's got some length to it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's shaved that in decades, I'd be safe to say. Justin Wilcoxon, who's a home run behind his counterpart Rydell for the AAC home run lead. As Rodriguez misses high and away. Wilcoxon, a single, a home run, and a walk. He's been on base a ton. After an 0 for 10 series at Tulane, what a response this weekend. 2 more home runs for the Pirate catcher. Remember, his first 2 years only hit 2 total home runs. He was not a big power threat in 22, but has changed the script here in 23 and 24.
Well, that's the epitome of growing up and growing into your position. And, you know, he came in as a much slighter frame guy, much bigger now, and has had some success to show for it.
And a pop-up to short ends the inning. Let's go to the 6th. Game 1 of the doubleheader, all Pirates, including a home run from Jacob Jenkins-Coward. Big week in the American Athletic coming up down in Clearwater, Florida, the AAC Tournament Championship. That game, Championship Sundays on ESPN News. Tulane, your reigning tournament champs, right now a 3 seed. And you look at this tournament, it's been a little bonkers the last 5 years, mixing in champs. Now, East Carolina's won the last 4 regular season titles. Mike, what must the Pirates do to get back to the tournament title in 24?
You know, look, right now, obviously playing for the regular season championship and then a seeding opportunity. But, you know, at that point you get there and it's a grind. It's just a grind of the tournament. Who would have thought last year we see Tulane go in there and they had the success that they had? So those tournaments those tournaments are different animals.
Double elimination begins Tuesday. And here's Jaden Winter out of the Pirate bullpen. He's pitched a lot of midweek games, mid-relief, and here he is in the 6th in an 11-run game.
Another of these Pirate arms that's been a little inconsistent and has had moments of flashes of greatness, of being really, really good and a guy that they can go to, but it's the consistency piece that they're looking for.
There's a swing and a miss from Trayton Rank.
You know, when he could get that fastball, that was 92, he could get up there 93, 94. He's got the arm strength to do it. It's just a matter, again, of throwing it where he wants it.
And now after Cliff Godwin figuring out who he can trust come next week in Clearwater.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's going to be a continued juggling act for them until they can get those few pieces back healthy. And I know the big question at home, especially for Pirate fans, is, okay, when might that happen? And I think the answer is nobody knows.
TBD.
It's all we have seen. We've had sightings of both Lunsford, Shinkman, and Root at the ballpark this weekend. You're playing a little toss and in the weight room or coming back from the weight room, but it's still still seems to be a moving target as to when those guys may be back available. You know, and then your concern becomes when they are available, what are you getting and how do you manage them? And so a lot of moving parts going into this late in the season.
Electric stuff there for Winter for his first strikeout.
Yeah, there's that 93, little straight downward tilt with his arm angle, and that's if he could do what he just did there, obviously he can be an effective part of where this pitching staff's going. Kind of a different look mechanically too, you know. It's not the kind of standard up and over and smooth and fluid, kind of jerky and falls off a little bit to the first base side and causes a little sink there.
So Jack Rydell up as he takes the strike. An 0 for 2 days so far, and on the weekend, still hitless.
I think Rydell realizes he just lost the lead in the home run title. I think he's thinking, man, I'd like to go yard here and get my crown back.
15 home runs for Rydell. A good ball here, but that'll stay in the yard and enough room for the second out.
Really not a bad piece of hitting there with 2 strikes. Stays on that pitch away from him and cuts his swing down and hits the ball on the line, but well played out there by Luke Nowak.
Wind has played out for the Pirate Bats for sure. 3 home runs and a solo shot for Rice's Kite McDonald.
Gallo, great night last night, 2 hits, again on base 3 times, and been quiet here today.
Credit to this Pirate pitching staff. It's had trouble getting outs the last 2 weeks, snapping a 5-game losing streak yesterday.
You know, Rice coming in, coach is telling us Dukes and Gallo were kind of the guys they were leaning on and obviously hoping for a little pop out of Rydell, but staff's done a nice job with Gallo today.
Gallo reigning all AAC selection of the week, hit 500 in that FAU series. And his first career grand slam a week ago today. As Winter gives up a drive, a chance for back-to-back innings with a home run, and there you go. Pierce Gallo with his 7th of the year.
Yeah, it's kind of what we were getting at. It's hard to keep that guy quiet. I mean, he's a good hitter and has been it just as hot as anybody. And, you know, you don't expect that you can totally shut him down. But, again, like I said last inning when we had the solo home run, that the solo ones aren't the ones that frustrate you in this situation as much as a walk would. So you'll see it here. Jaden Winter just doing what he needs to do, just a little too much center cut on that one. And Gallo gets off a good swing and sends another souvenir out there to our friends in the jungle. I heard Low Country Bowl is on the menu out there today, so I
think game 2 we're going to have a conversation.
I mean, I think we're going to
with our
have
friends in the jungle.
Maybe a little visit.
Pitch hitting for Rice, number 9, Trey Duffield.
Trey Duffield comes in for a pitch hitting opportunity. Oh, my goodness. How about this? First pitch off the bench, and it's gone. Duffield with a home run.
Well, you know, you want to throw strikes, but you don't necessarily want to throw BP, and that's kind of what Rice has turned Jaden Winter into. And I understand, and every coach does, hey, we want to pound the zone to get ahead, but we still have to pitch a little, right? I mean, these are still Division I baseball players with aluminum bats in their hands. So this is another just
middle.
Yeah, a little center cut pork chop, and it gets smoked out there into the jungle.
Luke Nowak unable to bring that one in. So here's another pitch hitter, Eric Anderson. Wow, and all of a sudden the run rule lead has shrunken to 9. Three solo home runs for Rice. And an error. Dixon Williams can't squeeze it.
This just kind of epitomizes the way this game has been today, right? It's kind of a it's just a weird feel of the ballpark. I know we keep saying that, and I know you can't feel it from home or wherever you're watching, but just kind of a flat atmosphere all the way around. And Dixon Williams gets caught a little flat-footed there and comes up a touch early on a ball that hugs the ground and extends the inning, and that's been part of the story today. That's the 5th error between the two teams today.
Now Eric Correa's turn.
You know, what this has done is allowed Rice to get deeper into their lineup, which will give their top of the lineup more opportunity to continue to chip away.
And here comes a quick chat with the pitching staff. Remember, Jaden Winter got the first 2 outs with ease, but a Gallo home run, a Duffy pitch hit home run. Sorry, Duff in home run.
I think AK's out there again, just kind of trying to stop the bleeding a little bit and change the momentum. And, you know, I know Dixon Williams is frustrated with himself down there. He's made that play a million times, but that one just scoops right under his glove. Probably conversation went something like, okay, bud, you know, grab a corner here. We don't need to give up a 2-run home run. Keep us right here. We need a quick out.
And a strike.
Yeah, and that's more competitive. I mean, again, you got a big lead. You want to pound the zone, but you still have to be able to pitch a little bit.
Following the meeting, here's a 2-1. And another strike. Much better response for Jaden Winter after the meeting. Now he's got a 2-2 count on Correa. Run will be on the move, not being held. Here's the 3-2. Fouled away.
Correa out of Puerto Rico.
Speaking of which, Rice is heading to Puerto Rico next year for the season opening tournament.
Oh, well, they really? Okay.
A neat aspect in college baseball, as there's a walk to extend the inning.
And again, you could even hear the fans' frustration a little bit with Jaden, and obviously he's frustrated and doesn't help anybody. But this is the last thing that this Pirate bullpen and staff need, is to struggle in situations like this. Now you start to make it a little more interesting. I mean, I know even a 3-run home run here still makes it a 6-run game, but the obvious elephant in the room is that the Pirates would greatly love to have an opportunity to only play 7 innings in this game.
Max Johnson back up. He made a nice play defensively a minute ago.
And I will tell you, if I'm Coach Cruz, I'm like, hey guys, extend it, make them continue to use their bullpen, because we still need to find a way to win a game. So if we can continue to get arms out of their pen, that means we may not win this one, but get us a better chance in the next game. Pirates looking to kind of try to steal out anywhere. I don't imagine that Coach Cruz would run right now in this situation, but Pirates wanted to at least let the runner know they were thinking about him.
The 1-0. This is hit well to center. Cunningham retreating to the wall and robs it.
Taking a page out of Riley Johnson's book, that's a heck of a play there by Carter Cunningham.
Cunningham, a signature mark to his all-AAC season. Not only a great hitter, pretty darn good center fielder, robbing a 3-run homer to end the 6th. Here's what's going on in the American today. Tulane has clinched its spot, but a nice start over Charlotte. The 49ers will clinch with a Rice loss today. And then the game of note tonight, FAU and UTSA. Roadrunners a game back of the Pirates for first place. South Florida with a loss tonight basically clinches the tournament for everybody else ahead of them. And then Memphis will need to win and get some help to stay alive in the tournament hunt. All that being said, we got a 9-run game here.
It doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. The way these teams are swinging the home run bats, 6 combined homers.
You know, I felt like there wouldn't be a ton of home runs. And I'll tell you what we haven't seen that we normally see here are the big home runs, the ones that get way up in the trees. But the air's heavy and the wind's not doing a whole lot. But these both pitching staffs of late have hit a lot of barrels.
And it almost a 7th home run just a minute ago. Great catch by Carter Cunningham, robbing a home run from Max Johnson. Instead, the top of this Pirate lineup now comes up. 8-9-1 on the way. And Luke Nowak watches a strike. Yeah, the run rule is a factor here in the American Athletic Conference, but that's not the case at the moment. Don't tell that excited fan that. She wants more baseball.
Well, she's going to get her little belly full tonight because there's going to be tons of opportunity for baseball.
Final home game of the regular season for East Carolina, who is in the driver's seat for a top 16 seed and hosting a regional in a couple of weeks. But these next two games will certainly help. Cliff Godwin, who never sits still in a coach's box, always on the move. He's been aggressive on the bases today. And a full count upcoming.
Yeah, and I would fully expect that if Nowak can find his way on with Barini coming to the plate, that aggression would continue. I would also think this will be a center cut fastball from Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's a center cut fastball called strike 3.
And I got to feel like that was a tick down. I would have to agree with Luke on that one, but home plate umpire liked it. We'll take a look at it here. Yeah, that ball's down. Good job by Garza to present that for the umpire, but looked to me like that should have been ball 4.
Here's Joey Barini with 1 out. The chance of Joey B start breaking loose. How about Barini with his second triple of the year? Found that as part of a 7-run second.
That 7-run second seems so long ago.
Well, it was. That was back at 3:15. After our 3-hour voyage, we found ourselves here in the 6th inning. No Gilligan's Island, though. I'll avoid that reference for tonight. Now the 2-1. Barini, a pop-up to center. Dukes is there for the second out.
Yeah, talking about a guy that didn't have to go far, about 2 or 3 steps to his glove side, and catches the harmless pop-up by Barini.
So Cam Klonch gets his second at-bat of the day. He grounded out to short in a pitch-hitting opportunity. A fan favorite here in Greenville, and he's played a ton of baseball, 135 career games in the purple and gold. Knee buckling breaking ball there.
Tell you what, Rodriguez has good stuff, and obviously his strikeout numbers reflect that, but he's shown a little feel for that breaking pitch. And then you get the little sinking fastball there at 91, maybe even a little cutter. Or sinker, actually. Tom finds himself buried in the count quickly.
Klonch off his front foot, a grounder into the shift, and 3 up, 3 down for the Rice Owls. Let's go to the 7th. A little bit of a home run day. 6 combined homers between these teams. Here's your Grady White Boats game summary. All East Carolina offensively today. 14 runs. Now back-to-back home runs in the 6th brings Rice a little closer. Gallo and McDonald part of the party. And now for the Pirates, a new look on the mound. This is true freshman Colby Wallace. He's played a ton of games defensively for East Carolina, but his first pitching appearance in a Pirate uniform, played at Pinecrest High School. Had good numbers as a pitcher in high school, .52 ERA, and here he is now in his pitching debut.
Yeah, Colby was a guy that was recruited here as a two-way guy, somebody that we've kind of been, especially since the injury's been anxious to see, but he was not – this is not a just a position player pitching. This is a guy that can pitch velo. He'll get it up there into the low 90s, and you see the little action there on the fastball. But Colby Wallace is a guy that could be a big part again of what they're trying to put together here at East Carolina.
You think of recent two-way standouts, Zach Agnos comes to mind as a pitcher and an elite shortstop.
You see him get that fastball up to 93. Yeah, there for a time the moniker was kind of adopted here of two-way U. It's something that the staff was really proud of bringing guys in with the opportunity to compete at two different spots. So Colby Wallace, one of those guys. Pretty good breaking ball, too.
Exclusive heat so far, and he'll face Kite McDonald, who looks to his score sheet and says, well, I don't have a scouting report on this guy.
Yeah, well, that's helpful, too. Nobody over there knows anything about him, nor do most of the folks in the stands.
Your first look at Colby Wallace, the true freshman on the mound. And his breaking pitch, pretty good.
Yep, there it is.
But no swing.
Wow. Wow.
Jimmy Paler says no swing.
Let's take another look at that one. I felt pretty good that he took a hack on it.
I agree.
Yep, that's a swing.
That's a take for strike 3. First career strikeout for Colby Wallace.
First guy faced, strikeout, pretty good start. Home plate, Richard Riley said, I'll take care of you down there, Paler. I'll ring him up right here.
And a clear strike there. Now this is Nate, 50 games into a season and a first career pitching outing for a longtime middle infielder, now corner infield, in Colby Wallace.
You know, every year teams that make deep runs always steal innings from somewhere. You have a guy that shows up kind of like this, freshman, hadn't pitched at all late in the season. You roll him out there and he gives you some quality innings. So we'll see if Colby Wallace can be that guy for the Pirates.
He was the 3-time conference pitcher of the year at Pinecrest High School. He's working here in his first pitching outing and gives up his first base hit. Ben Dukes goes the other way.
And that is a Ben Dukes type AB and a Ben Dukes type swing with 2 strikes. He's the kind of guy, you can't necessarily triple up on him like you saw Colby Wallace do with the fastball. It's just not going to be enough to beat him, but good piece of hitting there by Ben.
What a professional hitter, Ben Dukes. Now hitting .330 in conference play. 5th-year senior. His career will come to an end in a month. And maybe a day if Rice cannot clinch the tournament berth. So Trayton Rank will bunt one foul.
Interesting thought process here after you saw the little, I don't even say scuffle up, but the little conversation happened earlier with Nowak on the bunt up 10, and now Rice looks like they're going to try to force the issue and put another run on the board and make the Pirates have to play this again. Strictly an effort to continue to see bullpen arms. It just increases their chances for the next game because there still are a couple notable Rice arms that we have not seen yet. So that's a strategy to try to win that game and get themselves into the conference tournament.
Wallace misses on 1-1. A Rice win or a South Florida loss, and the Bulls play at 5 tonight, would clinch the 7 or 8 seed. And Wallace dots up the fastball. Does not seem to be many nerves from the two-way player on the mound.
No, he's a baseball player. He's a guy that wants the opportunity, likes the spotlight, and going to do everything he can to take advantage of the opportunity that's been given to him.
Well-located slider for his second career K.
Yeah, you go 92 with the fastball, back it up with 85-mile-an-hour slider in virtually the same place, at least how they started. And that's a recipe for success. Good little breaking ball there by Wallace.
So if you're Austin Knight, if you're Cliff Godwin, what are you noting from this outing about maybe using him down the stretch?
Oh, no, I think that's absolutely. This is his debut, but also a tryout. You know, it's an opportunity. And then obviously they've seen him against their hitters. This is not the first time he's pitched. This is something they've been preparing him for. But, you know, as a true freshman that you're taking from being a shortstop to a third baseman, he's got to learn that. He's got to learn how to be a college player. And now it's okay, we feel comfortable in introducing him to the pitching side of it. So, yeah, I think they look for success and take advantage of it.
The 0-1 has popped up. A scoreless seventh in the debut on the mound for Colby Wallace.
And most impressively, a lot of strikes.
He gets a standing ovation. His offense will swing for the walk-off win when we come back. Welcome back to Greenville. We're in a 9-run game. We continue game one of this doubleheader. All Pirates early on. We're up 11-2 early. And now a prohibitive favorite for AAC Player of the Year, Carter Cunningham. Add a home run saving catch to his mixtape. And he'll step in to lead off this seventh.
Yeah, rarely do we see Carter Cunningham go 0 for 2 games. You've watched his batting average plummet to 386. And I obviously say that tongue-in-cheek, comes in to the weekend hitting right around 400, just above.
Was on pace for the third best single season batting average year in American athletic history. And now he chips one foul.
You know, first third of the season, he was hovering around 500. I mean, he was, it was Golden Spikes watch list kind of talk. And to say he cooled off the 400 is probably not fair. It was more of it just kind of evened out. But
this week he was named a Dick Hauser Trophy watch list, which is the best player position or pitching-wise in college baseball. Him and Trey Savage honored among that list. And the guy who won it last year, Paul Skeens, threw 6 innings and no-hit ball today in the big leagues, as Cunningham ropes a base hit to center, his first hit of the series.
Yeah, he's a guy that, again, kind of like we talked about with Gallo for Rice. He's a guy that is just very difficult to keep completely quiet, and he does his job in that leadoff spot, find his way to first base.
Carter Cunningham with his 80th hit of the year. He's now 2 back of the conference hit lead.
Is there any question what we're going to see here?
You're thinking what I'm thinking. A bunt could be in store.
A little pick to first to see if he's going to bunt. No.
For a swinging McChrystal.
Wow, wrong on both sides there. I would have thought for sure it would have been the old, let's pick the first. Let's
Mike
see if
Mullis,
he shows it.
1 for 2.
Yeah,
Evan Bud, 0 for 2.
There you go.
Crystal with 1 of 11 hits for the Pirates today, who have a magic number of 2 to secure the regular season title. This home faithful certainly wear what's on the line. Runner off, hit and run, maybe to the perfectly wrong spot in a double play. Now Rice leads the country with 58 DPs.
You know, if that works out, it's great, and you end up in runners, first and third, maybe second and third. I mean, but it's one of those situations to me, Ev, if you're going to do something like that, almost a protective type offensive play, doesn't the sack make just as much sense in that situation, if not maybe more sense, but less likelihood of a double play? But, that's why I'm up here.
Cliff Godwin's pushed a lot of right buttons today. That time it doesn't work. And here's Jacob Starling with 2 outs in the 7th. A home run would end it here with the run rule in play. Now a 2-0 count.
I guess the other side of the thought process is this is the heart of your order, and you got to feel like you should be able to manufacture a run some way. But I just felt
and if that ball goes 5 feet to the left,
yeah, that's right. And if the shortstop's not covering, that's we knew it would be an if day. We didn't know it would be this iffy, but one of those deals, just kind of bad luck.
Now the 2-1. So Charlotte was down 7-0 to Tulane. They've scored 8 runs to regain the lead late. It's one of those days in the American. You never know what's going to happen. So the 3-1 is a full count.
And I know some folks are going that pitch is down, but I tell you, it has been consistently called all day long.
Here comes the payoff. And a swing and a miss. So we're going to the 8th. A scoreless inning for Mauricio Rodriguez. Keeps this a 9-run difference.
We call it drive. The unrelenting desire to become the person you were born to be. Ignited by a moment. The realization that a future you could only dream of is within reach. At East Carolina University, you won't just imagine a path. You'll forge one through hard work and the success that comes without surrender. The journey that leads to your future. And this is where it begins.
Welcome back to Greenville, where many of those fans were hoping their program could go home after 7 innings. Instead, in a 9-run game, Rice turned to double play. And we begin the top of the 8th. First pitch strike from position player, utility man, Colby Wallace, making his pitching debut. And he continues to pound the zone for strike 2.
Pitchers all over the country are going, see, we are athletes, and if they would have given me a chance, I could have hit and played short and third, and little victory for the pitchers. This guy's a lot more than a position player that happens to pitch.
He's a pitcher that's pounding the zone. 3 Ks for Wallace.
That's pretty good stuff there. And we've talked about it about every game that we've had here for the last couple of weeks. I'm like, man, I think we're going to see Colby Wallace. I knew that I had heard that he was kind of getting tuned up and they were getting ready to let him go. And man, it's exciting. It's especially in the situation that the Pirate staff is in. He is certainly a reason for optimism.
Adds the 2-seam fastball to his arsenal. And now a pop-up from Trey Duffield. Claunch talking. Claunch collecting his balance to make the catch.
At least to this point, I think every pitcher at home and every pitcher in both of these dugouts needs to pay attention to the common theme here for the success that Colby Wallace has had.
Strikes,
and
strikes,
that is
strikes.
Best pitch in baseball, strike one.
Colby Wallace earning his keep for an active postseason roster, not only defensively, but here on the mound. And 2 outs for the new catcher, Eric Anderson, who watches a strike. Remember, this is a doubleheader today, so keep tabs on who's available in game 2. As Anderson pops one out of play.
I'll tell you the positive. I know a lot of folks, including us, in thinking about the quality of the next game and trying to preserve arms, really wanted to see that run rule. But I will tell you the positive part is Colby Wallace gets to go back out, and he's getting valuable experience by having this extra inning.
Wallace, who had never pitched in a game here at East Carolina, really good in high school as a pitcher. Looking to add a K to that board. Now the 1-2. Gets weak contact. Good play by the second baseman, Jacob Starling, to end the inning. Bottom of the 8th we go. Pirates up 9 here in game 1. That's an incredible top 25 RPI among teams in the Carolinas. You'd imagine almost all of those teams are locks for the tournament. The winner of Wilmington and Charleston in the CAA tournament will most likely get in. And Mike, all of a sudden you start thinking projection-wise, there's a lot of really good baseball here in the Carolinas.
Yeah, it's just a matter of where they're going to put everybody headed into the postseason with the amount of regional host opportunities that you have on that list. So
you could sort of guarantee the top 4 will host, but does it NC State? Does it Duke? Who may get that 5th hosting spot?
Yeah, a lot of again, we keep saying this, a lot of questions to be answered with such a short amount of time left. But, these conference tournaments may be more important than ever with all these teams kind of jumbled together.
So East Carolina, number 13 team in the country, will lean on its stud right fielder, Jacob Jenkins Coward, who's a triple shy of the cycle. And he's cycle hacking on first pitch. Jacob has not hit a triple this year.
Got a little stoppage there. One of the guys out of the Rice pen jumped the fence to go get that foul ball.
Here's Rodriguez on 0-1. Looping one a bit outside. A 5 RBI day for JJC. That's now a career single season best, 68 runs batted in. And to do it in 50 starts. There's a good swing. Jenkins Coward to left. Game over. Walk-off bomb, and the magic number is 1 for East Carolina.
Great piece of hitting there by JC. It just baffles me that Rice continues to try to beat him away when the success they've had has been down and in. But great piece of hitting by Jenkins Coward to walk this one off.
1 win away from a regular season title. How about that performance? 2 home runs, 6 RBI for Jacob Jenkins Coward.
You'll see it here, just down and away. We've seen him have so much success there this weekend, and stays on another one and walks them off. A couple big things here. Colby Wallace's outing obviously very impressive, and then let's not forget about the catch that Carter Cunningham made in center field to rob a home run. So that's enough to end this one. They'll get ready for senior night festivities, and then we will turn it around and go for game 2.
Well, we'll be back in an hour for game 2 of this doubleheader. Plenty of offense from the Pirates today. Cliff Godwin and crew gear up. Same for Jose Cruz Jr. It was all East Carolina early. 11 runs in the first 2 innings put the closing touches on a 18th AAC win. East Carolina 1 win from a regular season title. They'll look for it tonight here in Greenville. For Mike Mullis, our talented crew, we'll talk to you in an hour for game 3 of this series. I'm Evan Budrovich saying goodbye for now and see you in a little bit.